Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook video on Friday the 31st of May. As we move into June, it looks as though it's a rather unsettled trend that will dominate. Low pressure is more or less in charge for the week ahead. There'll be some frontal systems coming in from the Atlantic, and then it's going to be a story most of the time of showers, and those could be quite slow moving. They'll be heavy, at times thundery. Temperatures, nothing too special, but not especially cold. I think this rather mixed pattern could be here just for a little while at least. Let's have a look at the weekend's charts first of all, and for Saturday we've got a frontal system that is draped in across northern England and North Wales. Not too much on that, but a zone of low cloud and drizzly rain in places could hang around for a good many hours, tending to drift northwards with time. So for Wales, the Peak District, probably brighter skies coming through here. For Scotland, the south-southwesterly breeze will pull low cloud into the West Highlands, bits and pieces of patchy rain, generally not amounting to a great deal. Temperatures then warmest where any sunshine comes through, focused on more southern regions of Britain. Into Sunday, and low pressure moves in off the Atlantic with a bit more strength. We've got fronts sweeping eastwards, a cold front that will bring some heavy bursts of rain through the day to Wales, spreading to the Pennines, and rain on and off, more on than off maybe, in parts of the western and southwestern parts of the Highlands, maybe the north of the Highlands doing best for staying driest with highest cloud breaks. A blustery day, the winds may be strengthening to gale force at times on the higher tops, I think particularly as that low moves in later on in the day. I'll just run through the rainfall sequence for Sunday, and this is a chart that's in 3-hour steps. It's the total rainfall over a 3-hour period. Starting off in the early hours, the rain already into the Highlands, but as we run on into Sunday morning, the front gathers itself across Wales and across the Lake District as we go into the early afternoon. That rain, I think, will set in for a few hours, some heavy bursts that will be persistent, moving through across Wales most likely through the afternoon, so the heavier bursts running more into the Peak District. Still, that rain tangled around the fronts across Scotland around much of the day, only by the evening as it's starting to break up a little bit. So by Monday, the fronts will have moved eastwards, but we're left with an unsettled west by southwesterly flow. It's a windy day most likely, the risk of gales across the higher tops in Scotland, perhaps northern England as well. The idea of showers coming in from the west fairly frequently, and if there is something of a front tangled in amongst that westerly flow, then rain across the West Highlands in particular could be frequent or persistent over many hours. The cloud will shroud the hills, best chance for some breaks toward the eastern side of the Highlands. Showers may be a bit more scattered for England and Wales, but expect some rain at some point through the day. Temperatures a bit cooler by this point as well, maybe close to freezing on the very highest tops in Scotland, but I suspect most places will be above zero. There's another frontal system trying to gather itself towards the southwest, and then there's complexities with that into the middle of the week. That's the indication we've got for Tuesday at this stage. By this point, basically everything is flabbing out across the British Isles. The low pressure is becoming disorganised. It's not quite got the strength to it that it will have had in previous days, and it makes things very awkward for getting the detail in the forecast. Basically, the idea of showers where they break out, moving around slowly, and the risk in some parts, at this point most likely England and Wales, of that frontal system spinning around and maybe giving some heavier rain for longer. So again, the idea of being unsettled, you might find local windows of dry weather, but expect rain. If you see the showers, they'll be on the heavy side at the risk of some thunder mixed in into the afternoon. At least for most parts, the wind should be fairly light into midweek, maybe an easterly wind getting going across the far north of Scotland. Anybody's guess exactly what the detail of the forecast is, but basically low pressure is over the country. That's the easy bit. The detail is more sketchy, but sunshine, some slow moving heavy showers is going to be the order of things. Coastal hills will tend to fare best because most of the showers will tend to break out inland, especially in the afternoon, and again heavy with some thunder in places. So this is the big picture heading toward the end of the week, and it's a broad trough of low pressure that is parked across the British Isles at this stage, the green colours indicating that here. And that's more or less stuck with us for a few days. Again, the detail is going to be awkward, so don't try and get anything too clever out of forecast at this stage by the end of the week. If you're seeing an app forecast, for example, that suggests that Thursday or Friday might be a better day, well, treat it very, very carefully. It might be right, but At this point, I wouldn't want to guess exactly what the detail is. Basically low pressure with showers, maybe some more organised rain, but mixed in amongst that some areas of drier and brighter weather as well. Temperatures likely to lift a bit as we go toward the weekend. The airflow looks more likely to try and come up a bit more from the south. So we're just lifting temperatures day on day. I think low pressure is still nearby though, even as we go into next weekend. There may be some further frontal systems gather themselves off the Atlantic to bring some rain at times. So nothing properly settled just for a while at least. This is running on toward the 10th and the 11th of June. And there's low pressure that's likely to be somewhere northwest of Scotland, high pressure around the Azores, at this point not making too much headway, perhaps just the hint as we go a bit further onwards into that following week that pressure may just start to build. And that's what's indicated by this chart, and again very, very careful with the detail, but a few of the other computer models are starting to hint at something similar, and this is for the week as a whole in the middle of June, and the orange colours suggest that higher than average pressure is more likely to develop, and that's moving even toward the northern side of the British Isles, so a suggestion tentatively that things will try and settle down, become drier and warmer as we head towards the middle of the month. Stay up to date then with all your latest local forecasts for the next 3 days, updated daily on our website. You can follow us on the social media feeds as well, and we'll update this planning video for you again on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.